Alright, everyone. So, this is actually a replay commentary, meaning we'll be seeing both sides of their hands, and that's about all that really changes. Plus, the deck might fuck up, but that's other than that. I don't know what this fight is. Question mark already? I think this is Nova, who's using the
Yeah,
Dark
it's
Irregulars.
Nova using Dark Irregulars, and I'm going up against Asaka, who starts with a Jewel Knight Stride deck, and what happens here is
Strange shit,
kind
apparently.
of a kind of amazing. Just because this is a deck that isn't used very often, and you'd be surprised what it does.
Ow.
Starts off with Asuka doing a normal ride, and then this is actually an addendum to a match that's actually already that's already on the, what do you call it? On the page.
The channel?
Because I fought the channel, yes, because I fought Zahn with this deck.
Okay.
Because I fought Zahn with this deck, and it was literally the shortest match of that session. And there's a very specific reason for it. I started to mention Creeper, and that's kind of important for what happens after this.
At least now, if we don't see any checks, we'll see it in their hands.
Yeah, which is the benefit of doing it like this. So this is another good thing. This is to test this sort of thing.
Although, as I said before,
In Rose,
the decks are probably gonna fuck up.
I'll say now, if you want to make this into a troll fight, it's very justified.
Well, that's how all non-TB training and...
No, I'm just saying that for this specifically, it's justified.
Oh.
It's hella justified.
It's really justified?
Yeah, it's hella justified.
Oh boy.
So, in the beginning here, I decide to guard early because she's rushing. Obvious reasons why I take the Vanguard. I don't think it starts at grade 2 where I start doing the stuff,
What's this?
but
Oh,
not
this
even.
is the Revival Legion.
Yeah, Amon's Legion.
What's it do? If this unit is in Legion, gets a critical for each 10 cards in your... That's a weird skill. When your opponent's rear guard is put into the drop zone, do the effect of one of your cards. If you have another unit in the middle column with Amon in its name. Okay.
If you want to
Soul
understand
charge
what that
3.
means, it
Okay.
means if you use Amon's skill to kill something, you can soul charge 3. So it's basically Amon's skill becomes a soul charge 4.
Oh, I get it. That totally makes sense.
And also keep in mind, Amon still gains 1,000 for every unit in the soul.
Oh. Shit.
Now the sad thing is, I don't even do that in this game. Because other things happen.
You don't Legion in this game?
Oh, I Legion. I just don't
You
use
just
that
Legion
Legion.
with this thing.
Because look at my hand for a minute. You see those 2 cards sandwiching the heal trigger?
Yes, it's the Legion and the Mate.
I have 2 of the mate in hand.
I know that! I don't know what that is again. Oh, that was just the AK.
The mate skill is when you put something into the soul during the main phase, it gains 3k.
Yes.
You'll see. If you don't see it now, you'll see in a minute.
That pathetic Jewel Knight.
Yeah, I look at it and I realize that the pathetic Jewel Knight isn't that pathetic in this deck anymore. Because guess what? Stride means it gets its skill off now.
When this unit attacks, if the number of rear guards you have is more than your opponent's. Oh, I think I know where that goes. I get it. I'm smarticles.
Yeah. So here's where it starts, because since she went first, I think this is where I ride in Legion.
Do you have? Yes, you can, Legion. Yep, you Legion.
So I'm gonna Legion, and then I'm gonna call those two rear guards. You know why? Because look at that Legion's abilities.
I'm reading it right now. Oh, you can soul charge too, and then. Oh boy. If that does what I think it does,
Yeah!
is this really what I think it does?
It probably is.
Do you have grade zeros in your soul? No. Are you gonna use this thing? You can't use that thing. Oh, you can use that thing
I have
though.
Dimension Creep. I can call those. And then I can Dimension Creeper. Oh, and I have a Doran.
You do have a Doran.
So Dimension Creeper goes first.
Which is you put it from soul to
From the
drop
soul to the drop,
to
and I
soul
soul
charge
charge
2.
2.
So then that's twice, not only those Amons. So then these both get
So then I
power,
decide I'm gonna go from my hand, call Sherry, and put it in the soul to soul charge
which is
for
2
2
more.
more. And I just got a grade 0 in the soul.
Yes, you did. And then you get
So
soul
that's 2
charge
more.
2. So that's 2, 2, and 2.
So that's 6.
That is
Times the 3 that those 3 units get.
Hey, look, you put 2 grade zeros in there. Shame. Both triggers. You didn't need that to do that extra power just yet.
Watch. Just look at how the power, just look at what the power turns into.
A terrifying amount. Oh shit. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it adds up.
Oh shit.
It
Say
adds
what?
up.
Oh god. 24
It
plus
adds
21
up,
is
and guess what?
45.
The other Legion, the other skill of the Legion, because I have 6 in soul, I can give it 5k.
What? Nova, you're doing too much.
Yeah. This is something I literally just discovered.
Well done,
And
Nova.
Asuka became afraid.
Well done, Nova.
Asuka was afraid of this, and you can see why.
You're breaking
Look
the
at what
game.
you have to do to guard this.
I know.
And that's not even the powerful side.
Damn. So after
And the
soul
best part,
charging that critical and draw trigger, what do you get? You get a Doreen and
which I can put to the rear guard.
critical. You fucker.
Just keep in mind, Doran can go to the rear guard now. So looking at the field, that means a field of 2 Dorans, 2 of the Legion mates that gains 3, that's basically the same as Doran.
It really is,
So
though.
every time I soul charge 2, all of my columns get 12. Those two columns get 12k. Also, I get to add that to soul and draw. And I drew a perfect guard, so I'm not dying this turn.
Nova, you're doing too much.
I really am, but this deck just does it. This deck just does it. And I want people to see that this is what this does, because out of everything that came in the update, this got the least amount of attention.
So we have Stride on Asaka's end.
Asuka has the power to take everything in stride. But at this point, I think I take a second to do something. But it's not a long second. But in the meantime, you can look at Asuka's hand right now and realize, if I have another turn, that can't really deal with what could happen. Just from a simple soul charge too.
There's 7 in soul.
There we go. Windows closed. Anyway.
What?
Internet windows are now closed.
Stop streaming your porn.
I could say something about that, but I'm not going to. Okay, so with her skill from doing stride of Amatile, she's calling 2 units. They're both gonna she can give 2 units 5k.
Doesn't have to be those 2 units, just 2 units.
Yeah. That's one of the things I learned. I also learned something else as a result of this deck. And it wasn't me using the deck, it was because after Asuka saw this deck twice, she had to use it. She used it on Zahn, and we came to the realization that the new Perfect Guards actually have one other weakness that we didn't know about before.
What?
They can only be activated from hand.
Yes.
Because Zahn used a quintet wall to get one.
Yeah,
and you
okay.
can't drop
It took me a
for
minute to realize where else are the. Oh, shit! Quintet wall's a thing.
Yeah. So you can't quintet wall into one of those Perfect Guards and get it off. So literally, as a result of that, Zahn had to use, not kidding, his entire hand to block Amon's Master. Just to avoid 3 criticals. So at this point, I'm back till things are about to start. It's pretty obvious that 1, I can guard, and 2, I'm at 2 damage, so I don't technically need to guard. I think I guard the Vanguard just so she doesn't get a superior call off of it. Because that superior call is only on hit. I was actually talking to someone about that, and they said that Godblade isn't good because its on-call skill is only on hit. But I said, no, that just makes really good pressure.
Reminds me of the days of Maiden of Trailing Rose.
Yeah, it pretty much is a Maiden of Trailing Rose.
I made people guard to hell because it was an on-hit.
It is a Maiden of Trailing Rose, actually. It is it is
Well,
made in a trading rows in stride form,
it
and
kind
it
of
makes
is.
me afraid of what Neo Nectars are gonna get in stride because they already have something like that in trailing rows. What the fuck else can they do?
But I
They'll
want
just get something that calls whatever it wants from the deck and gains 10k if you let it hit, so you're supposed to guard it with everything.
pretty much.
And it doesn't have a counterblast cost because it's stride.
Exactly. What I want though is a Genesis Stride. Specifically, something that would help with my Regalia, but I'm pretty sure I can make almost anything work.
Well, most of the strides up to this point have all been generic and
I know,
based
that's
and
my
not based
point.
type.
That's my point. I can make it work.
But at the same time, I've seen people who use strides with things like Seekers, Jewel Knights, what's another subclan that has a stride thing now? Oh, Perditions. I think you can use Perditions with stride and it works.
You wouldn't know, because you're not Kagero.
True.
Mythos would, but I don't think he's paying attention.
It wouldn't work with Perdition specific, I believe, unless you wrote over Perdition, which I know people who tech in units that aren't Perdition in Perdition decks for various reasons.
That's true. Well, keep in mind that everything keeps the Perdition name.
I know, Nova, what I'm saying is, unless you stride over a unit with Perdition in its name, it doesn't matter.
Right. In other words, you can't stride over Blade Master like you can do with Jewel Knights here because Jewel Knights don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They really don't. Oh look,
By the
Ashley
way-
reverse! How long has it been since I've seen
By the way, she attacked my sidekicker and I allowed it because I looked at the situation and realized she wasn't gonna stop trying. I just looked at it and like, okay, she's gonna keep trying to kill this thing, so I'm just gonna let it die. I have a Dorian in hand.
That pathetic
Also,
Jewel Knight
I
is
think-
not pathetic anymore.
Also, I think I fuck up after this turn.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright. I think I fuck up after this turn, actually.
When don't you
Like,
fuck up?
he's attacking for 33k. I take this hit, and the fact that I take this hit is actually important.
It's an Amon.
Damage check? I'm on. Look at my soul for a minute.
I know. You have one in there from earlier.
I only run 2 in this deck.
Oh.
Which means I can't use Amon's Master to Legion now because they're both in places where I can't put them back into the deck, no matter what I do.
That sucks.
The worst part about it is I didn't see Amon go into the soul. So I ride
Expecting.
thinking I'm gonna Legion.
And you fuck up.
I put the 4 cards back. Luckily, I always put cards back on top instead of on bottom.
Well, doesn't matter.
And then I decide to do this.
It's a Legion
Just to show
miss.
this is what's happening now.
It's a Legion miss, so you can still put it back, just...
No, for the sake of everything, I'm just gonna say right now. Now, Asaka looks at the field and just goes like, fuck. Because it's very obvious there's something wrong with the ability to do this. Because I can tell you exactly what I was going to do.
I'd rather
I was
not
gonna lead.
care, because you're not going to.
Well, just for the sake of understanding, I was about to counterblast, put the critical trigger into the soul, and make her retire something.
What do you
Then I would have gotten
counterblast
Soul
at?
Charge 3
What the fuck do you counterblast?
for Amon's skill.
Oh, that Amon skill.
Yes.
The one that we can't get now.
Counterblast 1, put that in the soul, make her retire something, and then I Soul Charge 3, which means all of these units gain plus 12k. Combined with the power that
If that's the
Amon,
case,
that
why the
Amon's
fuck is
mass-
Doreen back here?
Why is Doreen what?
If that's the case, why the fuck is Doreen back here? Because she can obviously move up now with that power to attack.
Well, I was gonna move her up afterwards. because I was actually thinking of what I wanted to do.
And we Legion miss.
Yeah, take a moment to look at the deck and realize, oh shit, I'm about to Legion miss.
Legion miss because we fuck up.
Yeah, but after this, instead of actually going through with it, I roll back the entire turn.
Really?
Back to before I did that.
You're a
Back to the start of the
cheater.
main phase.
You're a
It's
cheater.
not che-
You're a
I
cheater.
rolled back the
You're a
turn.
cheater.
It's less cheating than if I just went ahead and did everything as if that never happened. I actually rolled back the turn.
You're a cheater. You should have just went with your fuck up.
If I went with my fuck up, then there would have been no point to anything that I was doing. This match becomes pointless if I just roll my
You
fuck.
should have
The
just
funniest
went
thing is
back
that
with your fuck up.
the funniest thing is that what I do instead is actually better than what I wanted to do. I'm not even kidding.
And thus Nova realizes he
Yeah, and
Legion
then I
misses.
finally look at it and realize, well, I Legion missed.
Well done. Let me just redo this entire fucking turn. You
Let me
fucking
just-
cheater.
Do the entire turn over again.
You fucked up.
Like back from the start, the first thing I do is I send the 4 units back to drop.
After it takes for fucking ever for you to actually do this.
No, I have to look and realize I had to look at the soul and realize Amon was there. Because I didn't realize that at first. I looked through my deck about 3 times to see where Amon was, realized it wasn't there. For a second I thought the card went invisible like Area used to do. Like, I think we all remember those days where Area used to make cards disappear.
I remember that. So many bugs.
So then I look into the soul and realize, oh wait, he's there! And this is when having only 2 in deck becomes a problem.
What is your grade 3 setup for this?
3 Amon Master, 3 Psychicker, 2 Amon Regular.
Okay. Let's just redo this turn.
It's basically designed around the idea of, yeah, let's redo the entire thing. It's based on the idea of, no matter what I Legion, I get power-ups from Doran and the mate of the Psychicker anyway.
So it's centered
So it
around
leads
those
to
cards
some
you have on the
really-
field right now.
Yes, it's centered on doing what this is doing right now.
Or should have.
What is happening right now is what this deck is supposed to do.
That he did not draw
then I
that
just
from the
put-
deck, people. It's the way the area glitches. It's from this one.
Yeah, I just kind of put that back in my hand from the soul, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna redo this entire
Everything
thing.
comes back.
And I put everything back into my hand just so it's an actual legitimate redo. Instead of... Although I immediately put everything back exactly as it is anyway. And then I use Psykicker's ability to Soul Blast one of the grade 0s and Soul Charge 2.
Because we know you have plenty of grade 0s now.
Of course, I then follow that up by using the Nightmare Land critical trigger to put that into Soul and give something 3k. So that's 3 Soul Charges. 9k to those 4 units. And this is where I realized I have to change up my entire strategy of what I was going to do.
This is when Nova realizes that he fucked up.
Yeah, I did. I honestly did fuck up. I fucked up.
You fucked up. I now have legitimate proof. You fucked up.
Everyone count your Legion mates. This is what happens when you don't.
I've actually Legion missed before. It sucks. The
I
thing
think I
is,
Legion missed again.
it was funny because all of my Norn were in my soul at the time. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
shit.
remember that.
And the thing is, that same game, all of my Hemra were there too. You
That
pissed.
was a
It was
weird
a very
match.
weird match. I don't know if I recorded it or not. Why did you mill?
I accidentally milled because at this point I'm just kind of all over the place and I accidentally hit mill
Like,
twice
what
instead
the fuck are
of start
you
twice.
doing?
So I just put those two into the soul.
Oh, you meant it. Mill button, soul charge button. Got it.
Yeah. My aim was a little too high. And then after that I soul charge the critical trigger, which has the power to give something 3k, but before I actually do that, I take a minute to look at the field and look at the numbers of everything. And when I do, I realize all the Dorans are 15k boosters. And then that mate, whose name I keep forgetting. What is his name?
Easier?
Oh, Isa, yeah. Oh god,
Isaiah?
oh god, a fucking Durara thing.
What?
If you haven't seen that anime, then you don't know what the
I
fuck I'm
don't
talking
know
about.
what you said. I missed it.
An anime called Durara. If you've never seen it, you don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I realized that Izuya is at 18,000, so I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna put the 3,000 there to make it 21, just so that hits for a number.
I would have stuck it on the Doreen that you're gonna move up. Or unless you're not gonna move it up.
Well, here's the thing. At first, I think, am I gonna move up Dorian? And then I decide I'm not gonna move up Dorian, and I'll just call him on
Okay.
because
See,
that's a better number.
see, if you're going to put just Doreen up there, then I would have given it to that. But if you're gonna
Yeah, if I
call
was
that,
gonna put just Doreen up there, then I would do that. But then I just had to call him on because you know that makes 26. Because that makes 26.
mhm,
Oh, and by the way, I have 10 in soul now.
you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? 1.
Oh no, I was one.
2,
I was one
3,
short. I was
4,
one
5,
short.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you're dumb.
Yeah, I was one
You're
short.
dumb.
I thought I had 10 in soul by this point. I looked at it and I was like, damn. And by the way, by this point, Asuka realizes she can't handle this with this deck. She needs her main. She specifically needs her main in order to deal with this. But it still gets its plus 5k, so that's 40,000. And this is the point where Asuka realizes she can't guard.
She really does have shit for guard though.
What is guard for this?
5k,
What?
10k, 5k, 10k, 5k.
No, I mean, like,
Oh.
in a world where you have enough guard for this, what is guard for this?
Perfect guard. Maybe a quintet. A bunch of 10ks.
I think you need a couple of perfect guards here.
Maybe. You only need 2. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get a quintet in there and it'll work.
And my drive checks are perfect guard and heal trigger. Heal trigger just gives Amon more power, so that's hitting even better. Saddest thing is that's still the weak column.
Hey, look, speaking of special perfect guards.
The sad thing is Amon just got trigger power and it's the weak column.
That's sad.
31k, this is the weak column.
That's terribly sad.
It kind of is.
She would have needed a heal trigger, and if she got it, she would have needed that 10k, the 10k, and the 5k to guard this attack. If I'm doing my math
No,
right.
even more than this. You need 2 10ks.
I said 210. I
Because
said
that's 30.
no. Wait. If she got the trigger though, if she healed.
She would have needed that to guard that side if she had gotten a heal trigger. So she decides to guard that
That's
and
what
just
I
take this Vanguard.
said. It was the same guard anyway.
Skype is glitching out to make it hard to hear, so I apologize. But yeah, she just questions life for a minute and takes the damage. And I'll say right now,
She doesn't heal.
doesn't heal.
Damn. It was another potential perfect card. Okay.
So after this, we have a rematch, and the rematch is the second one that we're gonna show.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna request that you do that on speed too, by the way.
Sure. We'll see about that. See y'all soon.